Hello, everybody. Joey here, back to talk about the post surgery hospital stay that I had a week ago now. So, as I left you, I'm in recovery and they just left my wife back. I was groggy, I was in and out of it, like responding when I was awake, but there were a lot of times in between where I was asleep and awake. And my wife comes back there and realizes that I'm sweating very badly. And they're like, she's like, they've got all these blankets on them. Why? And the woman's like, I don't know for sure, but I do know that when, and just graphic, but I'm honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I finished with surgery and started to, I guess, be wheeled out, or they had just finished with the surgery, and I don't even know if I'd been wheeled out. I peed on everybody. Just let it go. Again, graphic. And and so I had like my wife said 3 or 4 blankets on top of me, and they're taking them off, and I was just sweating profusely. But I guess those things happen when you're under and have no idea what's going on. But slowly started to come out of it, get more and more alert. They had a room ready for me finally, so went in, got into my room, and they had me set up there. And after about an hour or so, I could start taking very small sips of water. And also, they had this, it was like a diluted almost mouthwash and a huge, like a swab you could do for your mouth because you get bad dry mouth for that. So I was doing that and then taking the just little sips of water, about a half of a shot glass worth of water. And if you're watching this, I don't know if you've ever had moonshine, but going down the first few times it burned like moonshine. And eventually that started to ease, like not go away. It wasn't like it was there one minute and gone the next, but it started to ease every time. But I've had major surgery. They've rearranged everything there. And the best thing for this is to get up and get ambulatory. And so a nurse came and she helped me get out, and I was kind of unsteady on my feet. I had my IV, kind of unsteady on my feet at first, but to get up and get moving and start, so I go down a little hallway and make a turn there. I couldn't go all the way around and do fully like laps like I had planned on, but was able to go out. Very unsteady on my feet at first, but the more I did it, the more steady I got. I was better the second time, and so on and so forth. Just kept going, going and going and going. You're so full of air, and they had me on IV fluids, so I was probably heavier after surgery than I was before surgery, but that's the way that goes. But so my wife helped me get set up, helped me go on that first little unsteady tour, and then she had to leave because of the COVID regulations. The visiting hours were from 2 until 4. And so then she left, gave me a kiss, goodbye, and I was on my own. And they had given me a medley of pills, so I wasn't really in any pain. I was kind of in discomfort, but I was able to maneuver the hospital bed around, up and down, to where I could get into a more level of comfort. And so did that. Learned how to reset my IV when it started to beep, because they had it on my left arm over here, and I learned that if I bent it too much, the IV wasn't flowing freely. It would start to beep. So I tried not to do that because I had somebody else in the room with me. I shared a room, and you know, every so often they come in, check your vitals and check your levels, and hang a liquid liquid IV Tylenol is what my savior was throughout this process. And so thankful for that, because it really helped me. And slept a few hours, would get up, do some laps, come back, if I wasn't comfortable, get my phone, listen to music through headphones or podcast or what have you, and did all of that, and got up about 4, did a lap, came back. I was listening to some things on YouTube and fell asleep, and my surgeon woke me up at 6:15. She was doing rounds. She had been called in on a consult at 2 a.m. And so she, I guess, decided, well, since I'm here, I'm just going to wait a decent hour and come through. And she said everything went fine. She looked at my incisions, my upper 2 incision, one in the middle, back up here, one right there. Stand up a little bit, Joey. One right there. You can see my Stephen King It shirt. One right here. One right here. These 2 started bleeding after surgery. So they had put bandages on those to stop the bleeding over top of the strips that they have on there. And she took a look at those, said, no, everything looks good. Everything went well. They would send me in a protein shake. If I got that down and that stayed down, then I would go home. And so they brought the protein shake about 7:30. It took me a while to get that down with small sips because you don't want to rush it. And again, I was still healing, but I did all of that. They sent me up 2 prescriptions. Did the sign out paperwork. So it took me about 45 minutes to get dressed. And when I say get dressed, I was putting on a t-shirt, socks, underwear, and a pair of sweatpants. And Crocs, not even sneakers, Crocs. It took me 45 minutes. But I had to wait till they took the IV out. And so that's the way that goes. Called for a wheelchair. Took a while for that to get there. And my wife was waiting out front. They wheeled me down and came home to start the recuperation process. I'll tell you more about that, how it's going, next week. In the meantime, and in the in-between time, please like, share, comment, subscribe. And if you hit that little bell after you subscribe, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. All right? So, thank you very much, and have a great week. Bye.